Hello. All right, let's get started with this. So, I hope everything is working now. What what I wanted to share was, let me do something here. All right, I think this is better because I was hearing myself twice. The monitoring is not live. Anyway, so um, right now there's this Tidal now playing extension available in the marketplace. And I am using a Mac, so that means the um, Tidal control extension here that seems like more complete probably only works on Windows. And the one I'm using is Tidal Now Playing, which works on Mac. But the problem is, as you can tell here, there's a Tidal error. And that's because on my other screen, I have, spaces like these Mac spaces or desktops. So I'll be showing you that in a second. But since on the other physical monitor, I don't have the Tidal desktop app going, um, the extension is not able to read it. So on my other monitor, let me change real quick to there you go. This now I do have that Tidal extension, or sorry, the Tidal desktop app going there, right? And so you can now see what I am listening to. Really good song, by the way. Just saying. And yeah, that's the thing. So if I have had this kind of, I don't know, issue for the longest time, and I don't really like um, that. It's annoying for me, and it's a dumb thing, I guess, but something I would like to kind of see if I can fix and how much time it would take me. So I'm trying to do this thing where I stream the process I am doing, or maybe just record it. But since I don't really have a lot of space in my computer, I think I could do a streaming session and then I could edit that video or something. We'll see. Well, the thing is, I'm also trying, with testing new hardware that I got and stuff. So we'll see how this all goes. Cool. And so let's get started then. I did ask Claude, the the free version and everything, the website about this. How could I get the stuff going in my Mac? Because um, we want this extension, or not this in particular, but one that I would build. I want that extension to tell me what I am playing on Tidal right now, right? So let's for now keep it installed, I guess. And let's put that here on the right. Before I run this command, let me show you real quick what Claude told me about, and it was this project, Media Remote Adapter. So this project, it essentially will look for media being um, played on your Mac, as far as I understand. So it has a Perl script that will essentially interact with your operating system, in this case with Mac, and will give you basically a bunch of data about what is being played at the moment, right? So that's the thing. That's what you would get if you ran this project. And so I did install it already with Homebrew in my Mac, and then ran the command. And what I did find out was that it could be used based on my conversation with Claude. So I think I could probably show you the Claude conversation real quick. Let me bring it in. So let's do this. All right. So yeah, I just asked about this, and it told me that the where is it? That the media. Oh, where's the link? Here, media remote adapter project powers. So I'm now playing stuff. Um, so yeah. Then, like I said, I ran that, and I got a bunch of data back. So you can see some of that here. And I could probably show what it looks like on a JSON file. Let's just do that real quick here. Mode JSON format document. Let's go. So you can see that when I ran the command, I got a couple objects. The first, it just says data payload empty, and that's probably the browser doing YouTube stuff. Then we have this part, type data, diff false, payload, and then we have a playback rate, album, so cover stories. Let's see what else do we find here. Here, com_title.desktop, and the artwork data. I assume this is like oh, what's this thing called? The encoded data. And so the title of the song, or the track title, duration, I'm gonna say this is seconds, who's the artist, and then whether or not it's playing. So there's basic information, but that's basically actually what I need and what I want to show, like right down below. And as you can tell, we are back to Tidal error because of me not having the Tidal application kind of available on one of the desktops. This could be solved also on the hardware side, because if I had like yet another monitor where I had an external monitor where I had the Tidal app always visible or something, then that would solve all my issues, right? But that's not the case right now. I only have like the 2 monitors. So anyway, so I wanted to see if I could do that, like the extension, and this is the official command for for creating Visual Studio Code's extensions. Sorry about that. And let's just run it. And see if we can actually create that extension ourselves. So I'm gonna go with TypeScript, and yeah, that's it. Let's do VSCode title for now. Yes, this is Mac OS or extension to show now playing and control playback for Tidal. Yes. Let's go with ES build, and pm. So now, yep, we will have the VSCode title. And then let's open up this in code now. So this is what we get. Let's just do one zoom in a little bit. Here's a quick start, and it tells you a little bit of information how you can do stuff. But what I wanted to try for this was I made the conversation with Claude public, and now what I want to do is use open code. Sure, let's update it. And in open code, what I found is that there, yep, thank you. Their free models work fairly well for what I try to do usually. So yeah, this is the free and open models. So there's Big Pickle, and that works fine for me. Sorry, I'm getting distracted a little bit with what's going on around me, but okay. So let's do plan mode. So I hit tab for plan mode. I want to create now playing in Tidal VSCode extension. I already have what was it called? Media remote adapter installed on my Mac, and confirm that it works with the Tidal desktop app. I'll paste the link to the conversation. I haven't done this before, but we'll see. If it works. Let's create it. I also already you bootstrap, but not that. I want to say I created the boilerplate for the VSCode extension on this repo or something. And so let's see what it does now. I think I'm gonna move this to another desktop now. This is how I usually work. I just set this aside. And I could probably just, do it in different manners, but since I want to share with you the stream of what I'm doing. So in plan mode, what I found is that it just won't start, creating files and changing your code and stuff like that. So it's basically a read-only mode. But what I found is that the planning phase is really good for that. So let's just let it do its thing. And we can probably, in the meantime, keep reading on the sorry, keep reading on the documentation here. Okay. So it basically creates a binary from a Perl script, and that will be the media remote framework, and then dynamically load a custom helper framework that prints real-time updates to standard output. Okay. It seems that there's a maintain Swift package as well, so this will be more native to macOS, and you can build from source. But what I did, like I mentioned, was I essentially installed the binary already on the operating system itself, so I didn't do any of these. I just run the installation part. Where is it? Homebrew. Brew here. So the adapter so yeah, I installed the CLI, I guess. Media control CLI. And then you have different commands for the media control. Stream is one of them. And you can see the commands here, right? So I used stream, but you could do other stuff, which would be very useful, I guess, if we wanted to make like a very complex extension. But for now, I think I would only want to have something similar to, let me show you here, something similar to what we have on the VSCode Spotify. Oh man, the heat is going to kill me. Yeah, where you can see here, you have the now playing, as well as the controls for just the previews and next songs, as well as play and pause, right? So yeah, let's use this as the hold on. I think this is breaking. All right, I hope you can still hear me, because I changed something on my environment. Are you able to hear me still? Let me do this with the gain a little bit. Uh-oh. Let's go back to what I had before. And yeah, better this way, I guess. Right on. So like I was saying, let's remove this now. Well, that's fine. All right. Okay. So let's see what we have here. I don't usually yeah, so it will explore the extension. It will explore the extension repo first. It will realize that this is a VSCode extension, and then here's the good part. The plan would be MIDI controls installed via Homebrew. The parallel adapter script lives here. The framework would be here. Both are auto-detectable. Okay, so if we pass these flags, then you get real-time JSON updates to standard output. And then you can, send the commands to play and pause, things like that. The adapter works. Confirm via get query. Okay, so it probably executed a command somewhere with the media get. Let's see if it did try that. I'm not sure. Here, yes. So it did run the get part with the flags there. So that's how it knows that works, I'm gonna say. So standard VSCode extension, scaffold with ESBuild, TypeScript ESLint. Yep. It only has a hello world. So I will create real commands. I will full rewrite the status bar item. Okay. Okay. Yes, this is what I want for now, to only, limited only to Tidal. Retries finding the brew path. For now, I think this will be okay. My idea would be to probably eventually package the extension and publish it, share it and stuff. But that would mean, bringing in the, instead of looking for brew paths and stuff, bringing in the different Perl scripts to bundle them with the extension. Probably that's how it probably would work. But for now, I think making it work like this would be fine. So let me. Sorry if I'm trying to monitor the streaming portion of it as well. This is the first for me. Okay, so yeah, it shows the artist title, hides. Yeah, like I was saying, uses the configuration settings so users can override paths if needed. Oh, okay, so it will create like a. That's fine, I guess. Yeah, it will create the, what's it called? The, like a screen, like a dialog to configure stuff. No media playing. Okay, non-title app playing. Process crash, restart. This sounds all right to me. Sorry, water break. There you go. Don't forget to drink your water. Okay, and now it sometimes open code sometimes gives you some options or questions that you can fill in. It doesn't usually go like this. It's kind of like a mix, at least in my experience, that it will either give you this UI or just list the questions and you would have to type the answers manually as well, like in another message. So yeah. Should the extension show the status bar item only when Tidal is actively playing or also when paused? I like the idea of dimming the track. So let's do, yeah, while Tidal is open. Yes, correct. Then you can see that's a tab, and then you have other tabs because it's like a wizard where you're going through the different steps and questions. Should I include album artwork support? The stream can include that's significant of it. No, I don't think I want that right now. Yeah, not work is fine for now. Should I bundle the media or mono files? There you go. Let's keep it simple for now, but eventually I would like to also to move to bundle them for when I actually ship the extension or something. And confirm. All the answers are there. And then it creates all the actual plan to work on the thing. And when you're ready, so when you're ready, you do tab to change to build. So the other agent, the one that actually writes stuff. And then you tell it to go ahead. All right. And so something I haven't really gone through and actually looked at very carefully is this part where it says context and it tells you the tokens being used and how much money you spent. For other projects, what I saw was that it kind of resets and then it counts back from, I don't know, whatever percentage this comes back to 0. So I really have no idea how that actually is working. But yeah, these, I suppose, Chinese models are really usable and helpful to me at least. Yeah, we'll see. So let's go back to the code and see what things it is writing right now. Extension. And this is probably too large. Hopefully that can still be still readable. But yeah, we are on the extension.ts file, and apparently we didn't really create a, yeah, this repository is not initialized. Okay, that's okay. We could probably just committed the original state of the extension and show you what the what the new content was here, but it's okay, I guess. All right. And let's now do a quick read on what's happening here, because I think so. We created an interface, now playing payload, which has the title, artist, album, bundle identifier, and playing, which is the information we got from the command we ran before. So some of those things are here. So as you can tell, it's not the whole object, the whole payload, but it's, I guess, the important bits. And then now we use that interface in a stream data one. And this is gonna be for the configurations and stuff, I think, where it looks for the, stuff that the framework creates, the media control. software does. So it will try to execute stuff in the operating system, and that stuff being brew. Yeah, okay. And then there's the configuration that you can get from this workspace. Interesting. So in case it's not clear, I am not an expert on VSCode extensions in the slightest. I did create a theme, and I can show you that later on. But this is a very different beast. I haven't worked on actual extensions, so just the themes that I created. So there's a function for notifying missing dependencies, which is cool. All right. Kill the stream. Schedule restart. Interesting. So I think this is this activate is required for extensions to work, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the reason why it is exported. So you have to activate and deactivate them. I think that's what's happening here. And then you can see here we are creating commands for the extension. Very interesting as well. So, and I wonder what these numbers are. So, what part is VSCode? Okay, so it's okay. VSCode, but then send command ID is just 2, 4, and 5. Okay. Do you think this is done? All clean, 0 errors, 0 warnings, cross both lint and type check. Replaced the hello world boilerplate with everything in here. Okay. So what you can do now is either like do it ourselves, like go here and say VSCE like package. So run the here package will have this guy here, check types, and then do all of that. Production. Yeah, let's do that ourselves. So and R pre-publish. It probably has to do with me not having any of the dependencies installed at all. Oh no, they are here. Okay. Yes, we need to approve that, I think, because otherwise. All right, let's do a pre-publish again. See if that works. Seems like it's working. Could probably do a little bit more zoom here. let's do this. And if we list them, extensions JS. All right. What we could do as well is go run and start debugging. At least that's what I did with the themes. So what that will do is, I think it will create the, it will spin up a VSCode window, and that will have the extension installed, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Start debugging. Interesting. I don't see. Okay, I was changing my song because Tidal somehow got a little bit stuck. But I was expecting. So stop debugging. Run extension. Select and start. Run extension. Select start debug configuration. Now let's do extension JS. No, I wanted to create the VSCE, I think. I'm a little lost. Let's do I want to test it now. Shouldn't there be a VSCE command in the package JSON to create the VSIX file? I think it's VSIX or something. Yeah, VSIX. F5. And wait, what? That's it for testing during development. The simplest approach is to press F5 in VS Code. The existing configuration files from the boilerplate should already support running it. Sure. So that's what we did before, didn't we? We did start debugging. Yeah, this is F5. Let's do run extension. Why am I not getting the extension running, or am I? and it's already there somewhere. Nah, I don't think so. I am trying to run the extension, but no host window opens when I do F5. Run, what is it? Run, start debugging. Found the problem. The pre-launch task runs default build task, which maps to the background watch. Okay. Sure. So what's saying is the commands were wired wrong, and only now will we be able to actually launch it. I want to think. Let's see. I'll use this time for a water break again. All right. And yeah, good time to remind you that I am not at all an expert on VS Code extensions, so we're both learning as we go. Interesting. So I suppose that having this will auto create the dialogues. Anyway, so let's go back here. So what are we doing here? Config set unsupported YAML config key. What are you trying to do? Oh, so packaging the JavaScript stuff, but also creating the the VSIX package, I guess. But that's where it got stuck a little bit. All right. So it seems like it's gonna take a little while. So what I can do is extensions. Let's see. could open up this file, or rather tab, and show you the extension anatomy maybe. So yeah, I was capabilities, guides, testing and publishing. I did use the Yeoman generator or generator. You can test those. Your own runner. Continuous integration. Okay. Having issues with PMPM now. Okay. I was interested in looking for this part configuration. So contributes, commands, but also configuration. So let's see if we can find that here. I contributes field. Oh. No. Extension API, extension capabilities, theming, extending workbench, maybe status bar. AI, no, Triview, no. Oh, they said something about Triview, or rather, web views, right? Yes, web views. Pretty amazing, but they should also be used sparingly. Right, so we don't want resource heavy stuff in a very simple extension. No, but what I want is to get a hold of the fields that you can here, contribution points, right? Yes, the contributes field on the extension manifest, yes. Okay, so now configuration here. Icon, no. What happened to the configuration? Oh, it was below, okay. Settings that will be exposed to the user, yes. So, okay. And then it creates, yeah, the schema to, or enhances the schema so you can write the settings. And it's both there for the IntelliSense as well as the UI, like I was thinking at the beginning. So very interesting, very cool. Very nice framework to work with, I guess. All right, clean build. This is now working. All right. but then we should be able to do run, start debugging. Okay, so this is now doing something different. Cool, 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 cool. How long have we been here? Oh, it's almost an hour now. Okay. Maybe I could title this I created an extension in less than an hour and add a very exaggerated thumbnail with my face there or some. Anyway, this is oh nice. Okay, so this is the kind of like the uh default project that I work with for the theme extension that I am working with. So this is, has a lot of different things, and I can tell you about that later. The important part is down below. You can see we have a titler here, but then we do have Hey You by Pink Floyd. Pretty cool. And what I can do now is go pause, title, pause. And it did pause in my headphones. And you can see it is a little bit dimmer now. This is awesome. Play. Um, wait, wait. Oh no. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Nice. Yeah, it did work. It was just the song that I paused it in a very weird moment. All right, this is very cool. And as you can see, yeah, as you can see, when I switched to the Pink Floyd part, or rather, sorry, to the title application, then I got the now playing correct, right? But as soon as I move away and try to, I don't guess, monitor my streaming portion, then this goes away and then have an error. All right, I think we are now able. Well, give me just a second. Let's do ask OpenCode to change the button here. And sorry about the flashbang as well. Let me switch to a different theme now. Let's do amethyst. Why not? All right. So you can see here. Yeah. Okay. And then if I pause, yeah, it goes gray, which is not awesome, but I guess distinct enough. That's okay. Nice. Okay. All right. I'm getting excited. Yeah, what we want to do here is now awesome. Can we add buttons to the status bar for playback? I am thinking previous, play, pause, and next. See if that understands. See if it understands that part. Okay. course I have good ideas. Currently we have only one status bar item showing the track. 3 more for playback controls. So descending priority. I think the priority has to do with where, yeah, with how the items are shown. So let me show you real quick here. I think the priority has to do with how important, basically, the items in the status bar are. If they are a higher priority, they will be kind of on shown, and the other ones will be hidden, kind of thing. I think that's the idea. We can see that later on. See what that is. Priority item. Code icon. Play pause, and this is dynamic. And these are code icons. Interesting. So I guess they are already available. Yeah, these are good. Play pause. I'd use VSCode code icons. There you go. Unicode symbols. Huh. Code icons is fine. Wait. Oh. Fine. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Sorry. Very, very interesting. So these things are the ones that AI is good for, I guess. I wouldn't probably, use these kinds of tools to create production code, maybe. I don't know, it's weird. Because it's code that works, right? It clearly does work. Okay, so now we have icons for playback. And what you usually do here is just refresh the thing. And since this is, like you can see here, the host, the extension development host, a window that will load stuff for testing. And this blue one, you can see it doesn't have the extension. That's because this is the actual VSCode instance that I use to develop. So what you can do is restart that host, and hopefully yeah, I guess it's still compiling. And it's starting the extensions. There you go. So now we can pause from here and play again. This is super cool. I am so excited. So happy with this. Okay. So now I guess we can just do Tidal and get rid of the one. This served me very well. No shade on Eyal, this person who created the extension. It was very, very helpful for me for many months, but we now have a custom one. So let's uninstall that, restart the extensions. Yes, we can stop the debugging session for the extension. And you can see I installed it recently because I removed it and then put it back and stuff. But we have some more stuff to do still, I think. This is a good song, by the way, but you can't see it just yet. All right, so let's go to yeah, I think these terminals can be closed. Cancel, 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 cancel. I think we can get rid of these terminals now. And since the AI stuff, the AI agent created the here. So this is a command that you run to actually create the extension file. All right, so you can see it created a VSIX file. And that was created right here. Yeah. So what we can do is now go here and then install from VSIX. However that it's pronounced, I'm not even sure. And let me see if I can not expose myself with the stuff I have. Yeah. VSCode title. Okay. Here's my extension. And you can see there's an undefined publisher, there's no logo, and I can add that probably later on. For now, you can see the extension is running right here. All right, let's do next track now. And it's starting. Yep, it's starting and it's playing. Let's go back to oh, okay, so you need to like oh, that's fine. Nice. This is pretty cool. All right. Yeah, this is awesome. I just wonder why there's so much space in between them. I could, you know, we could probably polish the extension a little bit more later on, but this works. This is awesome. What I wanted to do though was see. Yeah, so it even created the README file. This is scary. All right, so now what I want to do is go here and look for a title on the settings. There you go. So now we have these as options to provide the paths for those. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Awesome. This works. I mean, I'm not gonna ship it right now, but I can use it and I can stop sidetracking my work because this is not what I wanted to work on today. But anyway, so yeah, thanks a lot for watching up until this point. It was very nice. It was a very cool experience, I want to say, and the fact that I'm able to record it and share it with you is a bonus. So I will check how the live stream ended up looking like and sounding like, and I will probably have to tweak a couple things here and there, but I think that will be it for this time. Thank you very much for watching My name is Axel Martinez. Just Axel is fine. And I'll catch you sometime later. Bye.